Easter Sunday is a religious Christian holiday that is observed globally to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Abongile Dumako is at the International Pentecostal Holiness Church in Gauteng, and we take you there live to him. Abongile, thank you so much for your time and a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning. Take us through what is happening there this morning.
Police and the viewers at home, a very good morning to you. Is certainly from Zuurbekom right here in Gauteng. This is where we find a lot of ANC leaders taking, in fact, throughout the country during this Easter weekend, making appearances at different churches. It's no different as well this morning here in Police. This is where we're expecting the first Secretary General of the ANC, Nomantu, to make way through here at the IPHC here in Zuurbekom, south of Gauteng. This is where she's expected to attend this resurrection service taking place here later this morning. And certainly we've seen a lot of officials from government making their way inside these headquarters of the IPHC church to actually attend this church. We've seen MEC Faith Mazibuko is part of the delegation that represents also the governing party in Gauteng, the ANC. But I am joined now by Nomantu Nkomo-Ralehoko. She is the Health MEC here in Gauteng. She's also the Deputy Chairperson of the ANC in the province. I'm also told that she's also a Chairperson of the Subcommittee on Faith-Based Organizations. Reason enough for her to be speaking to, reason enough rather for us to be speaking to her right now. Ms. Nkomo-Ralehoko, good morning and thank you so much for your time. Let's start with the importance of ANC leaders having taken a decision to attend the different services across the country.
We have been doing these visits to churches as the African National Congress, but now we've taken a decision that we must not go to church only when it's during the elections, as people always perceive us. It's upon us because the ANC was founded in church, in Mawangaung, if you have seen that small church where the ANC comes from. So we're strengthening our relationship with faith-based organizations in the province, and it's a continuous thing that we're doing. Hence, even in government, now we have a subcommittee that deals with the religious leaders, because we feel that if we don't strengthen this relationship where our people are, we'll be neglecting them. It's quite good because for the whole 4 days I've been in various churches. Even yesterday I was in Pelecheng with the leaders from the Zion churches that were gathered in Soweto. So this is an important thing for us, and it's not just a peer exercise that we're doing. It's going to be a continuous activity that every Sunday we're encouraging our branches of the ANC, our community leaders where we are, to make sure that where there is a church, they visit them.
How has the reception been since you're saying you've been in different churches throughout this weekend? And I understand that this is not the last, as you are saying, it's going to be sort of your common trend going forward.
People have been excited to see us as leaders amongst them. They are happy and they are encouraging us to do this, because when we come now, they are even saying we must bring the services that government is doing. So we must have an opportunity, even because most of the churches, if you are aware, they always now have some programs or a person, that person will deal with governance issues. So they say we must strengthen that relationship and make sure that government bring those services and talk about things that they can be of benefit from them. For example, on my side, part of the talks that I've been doing is to encourage them when they are doing their baptisms to look for a proper rivers that are having running waters, clean water, so that the ceremonies that they do them in a proper place.
Let's shift gears now. ANC Deputy Chairperson in Gauteng. I'm sure you've heard the issue of Thabo Bester having been nabbed in Tanzania. There's been a lot of criticism that the governing party has failed South Africans in making it a point that Thabo Bester was actually, even before he fled, if you like, the Mangaung Correctional Service, the Correctional Service in the Free State. Now government is being accused of having delayed or having dropped the ball in as far as this whole Thabo Bester thing is concerned. What is the ANC in Gauteng saying about the ANC in government?
At the moment, we didn't have any discussion specifically about Thabo Bester. We have our own individual discussions. But on my side, I think that we didn't drop the ball. But maybe there was something that is overlapped on our side in terms of making sure that Thabo Bester is apprehended immediately. But we are happy that Tanzanians have helped us and apprehended Thabo Bester, because he was a dangerous person to our society.
Maybe as a parting shot, then what can you expect? We understand that Nomantu is on her way here. What's going to happen then next?
She will definitely address the service because she's our leader. She's our first deputy secretary in the province, and I know I've been with her even on other events that I've been attending in the churches. She's going to assist us a lot because part of her, by the way, umama omanyano. So when she speaks in church, she doesn't speak as an ordinary person. She speaks because she's part of the women in churches. She's a leader in our churches, and I'm happy that she will be part of this ceremony today.
Nomantu, Nkomo-Ralehoko, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Abongile. Diabonga.
There you have it, Mkolis. Nomantu, Nkomo-Ralehoko, she's the Health and Wellness MEC in Gauteng. Deputy Chairperson of the ANC in Gauteng. She's the Chairperson of the Subcommittee on Faith-Based Organization here in Gauteng, telling us, of course, that a lot is to happen during the course of the day as we await for Unomvula Mukonyana to come and address this service here in Zuurbekom, south of Gauteng. It's back to you in studio in Auckland Park.
Right, Abongile, and of course you've been asking all the important questions there. Before I let you go, so much has been reported about that particular church. Most importantly, the leadership battle that we've seen playing out in the public domain. I must ask, how's the mood there on the ground though today?
Certainly, we know about those squabbles that are happening in and around with regards to the leadership of this church. In all honesty, Mkolis, since we've arrived here about 30 minutes ago, we've seen quite a jubilee taking place. You could see that ordinary members of the church are doing their duties as expected, and I'm sure it is in preparation for that service that will be attended, that will be actually addressed by Unomvula Mukonyane. As far as the ordinary members of the church, the congregation is concerned, we've seen ordinary people doing just about what is expected of them. And of course, there was a bit of a security effort that you would see it's being put in place. There was quite a long wait that we've had to actually abide by the entrance. Even them, the likes of Nomantu, Nkomo-Ralehoko and Faith Mazibuko, we've seen them having been made to wait. We don't know whether there's anything to read into that, but certainly it's just an ordinary Sunday morning that is going to have a service that is going to take place just in a jiffy.
Abongile Dumako on the pulse of that story. Thanks very much indeed for that update. That's our reporter, Abongile Dumako.